Hi friends, today I'm sharing with you 10 recipes using frozen meatballs. My family just loves frozen meatballs, so we have them quite often. And I'm gonna share with you these really amazing 10 recipes that are on repeat in our house. My kids love them, I love them, my husband loves them also. So let me share with you these 10 recipes. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you click subscribe. I love sharing all my recipes with you. They will be in the description box as well if you wanna check them out. So let's get into these 10 really easy, really delicious frozen meatball recipes. I'm starting off with a crock pot recipe. These are going to be some Mississippi meatballs. If you've ever made a Mississippi pot roast before, this is very similar except using frozen meatballs. So I have my frozen meatballs, I have my pepperoncinis. I'm pouring in all that juice and adding in my pepperoncinis. I'm gonna add in a packet of brown gravy mix and a packet of ranch seasoning. This is going to be delicious with awesome flavor. I have butter that I'm going to do about 6 tablespoons of butter. I have 2 cups of beef broth and 1 cup of water, and this is going to be so good. These meatballs will be so tender at the end of the day, so you can cook these on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 7 to 8 hours, and just a delicious dinner ready for you at the end of the day. I like to serve this with rice to soak up that delicious gravy. So good and so easy. I'm going to be doing a ravioli casserole with frozen meatballs. It's a ravioli bake. I'm adding in our favorite pasta sauce. Just use your favorite spaghetti sauce. Just adding it onto the bottom. I'm going to do a layer of cheese raviolis, and they are just frozen. So I'm just going to add a layer of these onto the bottom. After this is all layered up, I will add on my meatballs. I have my oven preheating right now to 350 degrees. So now I'm adding in, you can use your favorite kind of meatballs. I buy a big family size bag and we just use them in so many different things, but I like these meatballs, and I like turkey meatballs also. So your favorite meatballs go great in all of these recipes. I'll put the recipes for these in the description box, so check that out if you want to make them. So I have my raviolis layered now, and I'm going to add the rest of my spaghetti sauce on top, a nice layer to try and coat as much of the raviolis as I can. I'm going to add about a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese on top, and then I'm also going to add on some grated Parmesan cheese as well. So I'm going to just cover these raviolis with as much sauce and cheese as I can. I'm going to put some foil on top of this before I bake it. I'm going to bake it at 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes. It comes out so good. Look how yummy this is. Delicious. This is an absolute huge hit with my whole family. My kids love anything spaghetti meatball related. My husband loves this one also. So it's a win-win. It makes a big serving, so lots of leftovers for this for lunches the next day or dinners as well. This is going to be a crock pot meatball recipe. It's going to be Marry Me meatballs. I love making this in the crock pot. It makes it so easy and makes these meatballs turn out so great. But this Marry Me meatball is very similar to a Marry Me chicken recipe. I have my meatballs, I have beef broth, heavy whipping cream, I have some cornstarch to thicken up this sauce / gravy. I'm going to add in my sun-dried tomatoes, which I just absolutely love sun-dried tomatoes. They are one of my favorite things. So I love any kind of Marry Me dishes with meatballs, chicken. I'm going to add in some garlic powder as well, some dried basil. You can add in some salt and pepper also if you'd like. I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours, or you can cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours depending on how much time you have. But I love meatballs in the crock pot because you can just dump them in and go, and they are very, very easy, and they just come out so good when they've been cooking in these yummy sauces all day. So really delicious. You can serve this with a side of noodles or side of rice, whichever you like to add onto the side of your dishes. We do a lot of rice and a lot of broccoli in our house. It's our favorite sides. So this is just definitely great with those two things. So it just makes an awesome sauce to go with this. This is a huge hit. The flavors are amazing. So I'm going to be doing some meatball subs They are just easy and a huge hit in our house. So anything that's quick and easy, I love. Frozen meatball recipes are they're just great because they are so convenient. I'm adding in my meatballs and my sauce. I'm going to bring this to a simmer. Now that it's simmered, I have some buns. You can use your favorite kind. I love these brioche buns. They're really great. And a little bit bigger than like a regular little hot dog bun, but you can definitely, whatever your preference is. So I'm going to kind of open these up a little bit. I will add the meatball and sauce filling into these. I'm going to top it with some mozzarella cheese and then bake these in the oven. So really fun dish. My whole family loves these. They are a huge hit, and we definitely, since we always have frozen meatballs in the fridge, we almost always have spaghetti sauce in the pantry. So this is just something that you can throw together really quickly, that everybody loves, that's really easy. And some nights we don't have a ton of time to make a big dinner with lots of sides and everything. So I like things that are easy and convenient on those nights that we're super busy. So this one definitely hits that mark for sure. So adding on some more of that sauce on top, adding on some shredded mozzarella cheese, and then my oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake these in the oven for about 15 minutes, and then they will be ready to go. So huge hit with the whole family. And if you love frozen meatball recipes as much as I do, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Lots of frozen meatballs, lots of crockpot recipes as well. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new. So I'm going to be doing some enchilada meatballs. I have my frozen meatballs. I have a can of red enchilada sauce. And I'm just going to pour that enchilada sauce on top of all of the meatballs. I'm going to add on some Monterey Jack cheese, just a layer. Super easy, dump and go. We are ready to go. So now I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours or on high for 3 to 4 hours. It is really, really yummy. I love enchiladas, anything kind of Mexican food related. So it doesn't get any easier than these 3 ingredients, dump and go. Serve it with your favorite sides as well. You can do kind of a Spanish rice with this if you want. I have just a regular brown rice for ours, but definitely this sauce is just really good, this enchilada sauce. I'm going to be doing some Swedish meatballs. These are one of the biggest hits in my house. I love Swedish meatballs. I make these all the time. I make them for dinner and then try and have some leftovers for my lunches so I can meal prep a couple days worth of lunches. A lot of these recipes make about 5 to 6 servings, so we usually get 1 to 2 leftovers out of each one of these. But I have my frozen meatballs. I have cream of mushroom, beef broth, and Worcestershire sauce for this. I'm also going to add in a packet of gravy mix as well and some cornstarch to thicken up this sauce. But this is just easy and so good. Like I said, this one is on repeat in our house because it's one of my favorites. And just can never go wrong with frozen meatballs and then adding in all of your yummy ingredients to make them delicious. So I'm adding in the cornstarch. You can do 1 to 2 tablespoons depending on how thick you want this gravy to be. But this gravy is so good. I love to serve this with egg noodles so you can have that kind of this gravy to go with it. So egg noodles are the go-to for me when I make this because it's just a perfect Swedish meatball complement. So giving this a little stir, I'm going to cook this. You can do it on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 7 to 8 hours, whichever you have time for. And the meatballs and this gravy are just amazing. Huge, huge hit and perfect with egg noodles. So I'm going to do a Hawaiian meatballs with bell peppers, pineapple, they definitely go hand in hand. I just absolutely love this recipe. So the frozen meatballs, I have a diced red bell pepper, diced green bell pepper. I have pineapple chunks, and I'm going to drain the pineapple before I put it in, so I don't want that pineapple juice. I'm going to add in some monk fruit sweetener. This is a golden monk fruit, and you can use regular brown sugar if you'd like, half a cup. I have liquid aminos. You can substitute the liquid aminos for soy sauce I have 1 cup of this, and this is just such a great Hawaiian vibe recipe. If you are dreaming of the beach, this one is definitely what you should make. It just feels like you're in Hawaii having a really awesome Hawaiian inspired meal. So I love this one. So I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours, and it will be ready to go. So yummy. Such great ingredients in this one. I just absolutely love it. You can serve it with side of rice and side of veggies as well. And it is just really good. So nice and tender with amazing flavors. The pineapple is so good with this, and it just makes it such a great, great dish. So it is perfect with rice, perfect with veggies as well. It already has a bell pepper in there, but some more veggies also doesn't hurt. I'm gonna do a spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash. I'm gonna make this in the crock pot. So I have my no sugar added sauce, which is my favorite. And I'm going to cut open the spaghetti squash. It is very tough. And so I'm just going to cut it down the middle here and cut it in half. I'm gonna scoop out the seeds in the center of this. And I use my melon baller to scoop this out because I just like the kind of sharp edge. Really helps get all of the seeds and everything out of this spaghetti squash. So I'm going to give this a scoop, get rid of all this center, and then I'm going to, this will be ready to go into the crock pot. I'm going to add the spaghetti squash into the crock pot first, and spaghetti squash takes a while to cook. That's why it is so perfect to cook it in the crock pot. I'm adding that in, then I'm going to add in my sauce just around the sides, a little bit on the sides. I will add in the frozen meatballs as well, and then this will be ready to go. It is so, so good. The spaghetti squash is awesome. I love how stringy it comes out, looking just like noodles. So this is a really fun dinner, and this makes 5 to 6 servings. This makes a bit, so I like to save the extra of this for leftovers. So I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours, and it is so perfect, delicious. So I'm going to do some teriyaki meatballs. I have my olive oil that I'm going to heat up. I'm going to add in some bell pepper, and I'm going to give these a little saute and get them nice and soft. I'm going to add in I have some minced garlic, and I like to buy my garlic already minced up. It's a lot easier for me, but you can definitely mince your own garlic. I'm going to add in, I have some teriyaki sauce that I'm going to add in. So I have half a cup of teriyaki sauce. And I am going to add in also a little bit of brown sugar. I have a tablespoon of brown monk fruit. You can use regular brown sugar if you'd like. I have some cornstarch, a tablespoon, and I'm going to give all this a nice little stir, bring it to a little bit of a simmer, and this sauce is really, really yummy. I'm going to add in my frozen meatballs and then let these cook with this sauce. So you can add in I like to do about 20 to 30 meatballs per serving, but you can add a little bit more or a little bit less if you would like. It would just give you a little more sauce for each one of these. So give this a nice stir and let these simmer, and they are really, really yummy. I absolutely love these. I'm adding in some pineapple because just the best combination is this teriyaki and brown monk fruit sweetener, and the meatball is just so good with the pineapple. This one is great. You can do your favorite sides for this as well. This one's a huge hit with my family. My kids love the sweetness of the pineapple with those. So I'm going to do some Asian ginger meatballs this time. I have some soy sauce. I have some water. I'm going to add in my brown monk fruit sweetener. I'm going to add in some crushed ginger, and this stuff is so yummy. If you're a fan of ginger, this is definitely the recipe for you. I have some minced garlic, a tablespoon of minced garlic. I have some cornstarch as well. Try and thicken this up a little bit. I'm going to give this a stir to mix around all of these yummy ingredients. Give it a nice little simmer before I add in my meatballs. So for this one, I'm going to make the meatballs. I'm going to do a side of veggies as well. I love to prep ahead my lunches for the week, so I'm going to actually meal prep this into my meal prep containers to have ready for my lunches for this week. And there's nothing better than these awesome Asian ginger meatballs to have ready for lunch. Super good. So I have my meatballs. I'm going to add in some green beans as well. So this is just so great to have ready for the week and portioned out. I hope that you loved these 7 meatball recipes. I love making all of them. A lot of them are on repeat in our house, but make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out my other recipes. I just love sharing them with you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, and I will see you in my next video. And make sure to check out the recipes in the description box as well if you want to make any of these. Hope that you have a really great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.